Hi and welcome back. Let's talk identification. Really, the first step is just to get to know the common birds in your area. Observe and take notes of the magpies, the pigeons, the sparrows, the seagulls, hawks, or any other bird around your place. Visit a lake regularly or some bushland reserve and spend time just listening and watching. If you're quiet and stay in one place for a while, maybe 15, 20 minutes, the birds will actually come to you. Useful tools for the keen bird watcher are guidebooks and binoculars. You don't have to spend millions of dollars on these things. One good bird book is enough to start with. And a cheap pair of binoculars, say 10 by 50 magnification, will serve you well for many years. I recommend this field guide, the Simpson and Day Field Guide to the Birds of Australia, but there are others available and they're just as good. One of the best recent books, bird books, is this one by Ian Campbell and Sam Woods and Nick Lesserberg. And it's different in that it has photographs of every bird in Australia. And they're really good photos too. It's particularly useful, even if it's a bit expensive, about $50 for a new book. Other techniques to hone are timing of your visits. For example, when the sunlight is behind you, you get a better view of birds. And they're also looking at you with the sun in their eyes. You should avoid dim and cloudy days because many birds will just be grey in bad light. A position looking down a slope onto trees or shrubs or even a water body like this one. Hopefully a little bit further away from the alligators or crocodiles that are there. It can be a good spot looking down. Try visiting the same spot over and over again at the same time of day, maybe once a week. Using your field guide, you can improve your knowledge about what you're likely to see in any particular place, like a wetland, or a lake, or an ocean beach, or rocky cliffs inland, some pasture, or a garden with lots of flowering natives, etc. If you find a bird book with a section or even just a page of silhouettes like these, then keep it. It's worth hanging on to. Because if you can recognise a bird just from its silhouette, identification is easier. Different types of birds show different silhouettes, so you can tell an eagle from a parrot or a wren from a finch, even if the birds are the same size or the light is poor. You don't need to see the particular features of the bird. Just the silhouette may be enough. Look at the various bill shapes, for instance, on this picture. It's just one way of distinguishing one bird from the other. I wonder if you know what all these birds are. Bird classification and organisation. Well, one final word about identification. All birds have a common name and a scientific name. In fact, they may have more than one common name. I urge you to become familiar with both. A scientific name can give clues as to what the bird looks like or sounds like, where it lives perhaps, or its habits, while others can be a bit confusing, I must admit. This one in particular is a bit confusing, doesn't tell you anything much. It's an example from America, but the same scheme works for our birds. We have the kingdom phylum of aves, the order, family, genus and species. Birds are grouped into families, so it's a good idea to learn these as well. For example, all rosellas are in the family Psittaculidae, and their genus name is Platycercus, which means broad-tailed or flat-tailed, like a platypus, but Platycercus. The species names are, for the crimson rosella, it's elegans, which is quite fitting. The eastern rosella is Platycercus eximius. The yellow rosella in Adelaide is Flaviolus. The western rosella is Icterotus. The green rosella in Tassie is Caledonicus. Pale-headed is Adsitus, and the northern rosella is Venustus or Venustus. Oh, what a mouthful. Anyway, that's just some examples of the 7 rosellas found throughout Australia. And yes, it may be confusing, but the common names tell you that they do live in different areas or may have specific features. But be careful, because some of these rosellas actually cross over in terms of their distribution. So we often see eastern and crimson rosellas in Victoria. Anyway, that's all for now.